In this video, let us look at some advanced function topics in Python. Here we have an ordinary function add of x. It takes a parameter x and adds 2 to it. Since this is a simple function, it can be replaced with a lambda function. Lambda takes a few arguments followed by a colon and an expression to do something with the arguments. The simple function add was replaced with a lambda x colon x plus 2, and the name of this function is add underscore 2. Now when we call both the functions, we see that the result is the same. Next, we have the filter function. The general format for a filter function is filter followed by the filter criteria and an iterable object. Here, for example, we have the filter condition represented by a lambda function and then a iterable object represented by the range function. The filter function returns a filter objects which cannot be visualized. Hence, it has to be cast onto a list or any other iterable object which can visualize the result. Here, the filter function was x%2, which means with anything that has a remainder when divided by 2 will be filtered out. Hence, it gives us a list of all the odd numbers under 20. Next, we have the map function. Here it is used in situations when you have a function which has to be applied to every object in an iterable object. So the general format of a map function is map followed by the function that has to be applied and the iterable object. Here, similar to the filter function, even the map function returns a map object. Hence it has to be cast onto a list to be visualized. This example of the map function gives us the remainder when divided by the number 5. Next is the zip function. The zip function is used in scenarios when you want to tie two lists together. Here, for this example, the range 5 and the items in the list bakery have to be tied together. So I would use a zip, a range of 5 and bakery. To visualize again, it is cast on a list. So here you can see that 0 is tied with donut, 1 with cake. This makes more sense if it is cast onto a dictionary object. Next we have the reduce function. This has to be imported first from function tools, the functools tools, and then this is used in scenarios when it has to be repeatedly applied. A function has to be repeatedly applied on the objects of a list or any iterable object. Here in our example, it's a multiplication. So our lambda function says take two numbers and multiply. And so in the range 1 to 5, it multiplies all the numbers in the list consecutively. To summarize all the functions that we saw, lambda is used in places where a whole function need not be described. Like we saw in the filter, map and reduce, we can use the lambda function, which is an inline function. Filter is used when you need to filter out few objects from an iterable object. Map is used to map a function for every object in your iterable object. Reduce is a function that is applied repeatedly over the objects in an iterable object. Zip is to tie two lists or two iterable objects or many iterable objects together. Hope you found this video useful. Thank you.